Hello, and welcome back for the last time to my podcast, Cesar. You heard that right. This is the final episode in our series. Big thank you to everyone who tuned in up until this point, and I know some of the episodes they've been quite long and others a little short, but I'm going to try to keep this one quite short. To celebrate the final episode, I'm splitting it into two segments. First, I'll talk a little bit about how foreign nations responded to the tragic exploits in Nazi Germany, and then we'll play a lightning round of celebrity or dictator to end. Okay, so how did foreign countries respond to Nazi Germany exploits? I've been watching a lot of videos discussing the various Nazi war criminals who served as camp guards and their court proceedings in Belsen, which piqued my interest in this topic. You know how you start searching something on Google, and the more you search, the more questions you have? That was basically me leading up to doing my more extensive research to prepare for this episode. I started with watching videos about Irma Gries, the so-called beast of a Belsen concentration camp, and before I knew it, I was doing a deep dive about the roles other countries played in camp liberation. But for the sake of this episode, I'm going to keep it really brief and just talk about the primary roles and opinions that countries had. We're not really going to go into the war that much because we can maybe if I decide to do another episode, even though this is the last episode. But I feel like you can research that on your own and it'll probably give you pretty much the same information. Okay, so how did countries respond to the regime? Initially, foreign countries responded to Nazi Germany with a mixture of appeasement, diplomatic condemnation, and reluctance to accept Jewish refugees, failing to intervene as Hitler violated treaties and expanded territory. While nations like Britain and France sought to avoid war through diplomacy, European Axis partners such as Italy, Hungary, and Romania collaborated in the final solution, though some later resisted mass deportations. The final solution was just a code name for the mass execution of Jewish and minority citizens under Nazi rule. As you can tell, this issue was pretty taboo, and for a long time, countries did not want to get involved. Not many people were directly calling it the mass genocide it was at the time. Most countries, including the US, were also reluctant to accept Jewish refugees fleeing Nazi persecution. Interestingly enough, Italy and Japan formed an alliance with Germany, while others maintained concerned neutrality. They all pretty much kept their distance, except for a few countries. If I'm not wrong, actually, I kind of want to back that up. Just think about the leaders of these countries that formed the alliance, like Benito Mussolini, who unfortunately I didn't really get to talk about at all in my podcast, but he is a really interesting man, and I'm, and then not North Korea. What the heck am I talking about? Sorry, I meant Japan. They probably had other issues that led them to form an alliance with Germany. If I'm not wrong, as the Allied forces closed in on the Nazis, they were in a rush to get rid of all the evidence. Nazi leaders tried to hide their atrocities by destroying camp infrastructure and murdering remaining prisoners or forcing them into death marches to prevent liberation and conceal the scale of the Holocaust. Now every country, at least the ones involved, handled the Holocaust more respectfully today. Well, at least in my opinion, from what I've seen, you have concentration camps that are still preserved for educational purposes. We have memorials to honor the lost lives and educate future generations on the atrocities committed. So basically, we're kind of in a place where we're we don't have to cover this up. We shouldn't be covering it up, and I think it's kind of being treated more respectfully. No. But thanks, that's pretty much it for segment 1, and thanks for making it to segment 2 of the podcast. This one is going to be really fast, lightning round. So we're going to be closing the final episode with a game of celebrity or dictator like we did in the very beginning of the podcast, but this time I've mixed in popular culture references and quotes to throw you off a little bit. Okay, so the rules are the same. I say a quote and you'll get some time. Honestly, I was gonna just give you guys 10 seconds, but I don't think you want to sit for 10 seconds, so just pause the episode and while you think, and then unpause it so I can reveal the answer. Okay, so I'll give you some time to decide, however long you need, and you can unpause it, and then I'll let you know if it was said by celebrity slash pop culture, just a pop culture reference, or it was said by a dictator. So without further ado, let's play a lightning round of celebrity or dictator. So up first, was it said by a celebrity or a dictator? The object of power is power. Okay, I hope you guys paused the video. This was actually said by a celebrity. This was said by English novelist and poet George Orwell. He's known for his clear prose, social criticism, and opposition to totalitarianism. Orwell is best known for his late 1940s novels Animal Farm and 1984, which critique Stalinism and the dangers of totalitarian rulers. Next, we have this quote. Always right. Okay, I hope you guys paused the video. So this was actually said by Benito Mussolini, a dictator. And I really do think you guys should research him. I don't know why I'm plugging Benito Mussolini so much into this episode, but I really did want to cover him at some point throughout the podcast, but maybe I did. Maybe I'm just forgetting, but I don't remember writing him into the script in one of my podcasts. He just kind of shows up when you talk more about like World War II and Nazi Germany and stuff like that. So you can definitely do your own research. Okay. Finally, was this quote said by a celebrity or a dictator? Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, and has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. Okay. This quote was said by a celebrity. This was actually said by, I believe, actor Charlie Chaplin in the movie The Great Dictator. So it's kind of funny. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was not too long. But this is all I have for you. And thank you for tuning in to the final episode of my podcast, Cesar.